Whose fault is that? LeBron made sure his body's healthy enough to play, and LeBron made sure he was good enough when he came in the NBA to play.
He sat out enough games when he wasn't feeling right to just make sure.
Been a lot of movement, and including today. I don't want to talk about today. I'm a little bit. I got a little bit of an attitude right now. So let's get to the other man. Kyrie's on the move again, and this time he is
on the move.
Dallas Mavericks. Would you consider Kyrie a good teammate or a bad teammate?
That's a hard thing to say if somebody's a good team or a bad teammate, because you got to think he was held back by the league too this year, so he wasn't really there to really get the chemistry he needed. Granted, he stood tall on his ground, and that got him pushed out of the league for a little bit, just because he couldn't go on road games or even some home games, depending on who had different rules in place. But I don't hear people talking negatively about Kyrie. It's more so the media talking about Kyrie. It's almost kind of how T.O. was. T.O., it was the media saying, oh, T.O. is a bad guy. He's a bad teammate. T.O.'s teammates love him, except for maybe Donovan McNabb. But that's a whole other story.
And Jeff,
huh?
And Jeff, yeah.
I mean,
he called him gay.
You said what?
He called him gay.
I mean, look, hit dogs holler. And anyhow, I'm not getting into that. I'm not talking about it. I was always told somebody said something untrue about you, don't react. If you get mad about something must have hit you in the nerve. But either way, Kyrie, he brings production when he's there. When he's in the lineup with other superstars, there's production. When there's you see either somebody's hurt or there's some kind of irregular flow to the offense, then you see his production go down or they don't win games. But you got to think, when they had him, Durant, and Harden on the floor at the same time, they were winning ball games. But then when you take them out the mix, things start to get iffy. They're trying to find a new chemistry. Yes, people want to talk about the dribbles. He dribbles the ball a lot. He's in New York, drive to the bucket point guard. That is a classic New York trait. They dribble the ball. They dribble the ball, find an opening, either kick it out or they finish. He's one of the best finishers in the game right now. And we'll see, because you don't really see a lot of Mavs finishing around the bucket. They're a jump shot team. So we'll see what's going on. I'll let y'all take it over from there. That's my thoughts.
Let me go before you eat, because I'm not too much of a basketball person. But what I will say this, it's very hard to call someone a good or bad teammate if I'm not sharing the locker room with you. So I can't go there. You feel me? The only real thing I really can say is I can see both sides of it. I can see the business and I can see Kyrie. I can see Kyrie, like, the Nets or the NBA in general probably just don't believe in his views of how he goes about stuff. And then I can see the Nets where, it's hard to give someone an extension when you're barely playing. So at the end of the day, it's very hard to speak on a man when I don't share the room with you and stuff. But at the end of the day, I can understand business at the same time. I can understand, because it's no different from an injury. It's very hard to pay someone when you've always injured. Well, so why should I, give you an extension? So with Kyrie, no matter what the situation is, he hasn't been playing games. Like, no matter. And at the end of the day, you sign a contract to play games. And so I get it. I mean, that's all I got though on Kyrie.
Yeah, I won't disagree with any of that. Like you said, to say whether or not he's a good or bad teammate inside the locker room, I don't know. I think most people say he's solid. I haven't heard any negative things about him inside the locker room. So I wouldn't say that's the issue. I think it's, again, like what you're getting at, Ron, availability. And so with the type of talent he is, I think everybody looks with that capability that he has to be a franchise type of superstar that's always available, that can carry a team. And historically, it hasn't been shown to do that unless he's been with someone like LeBron. Like, LeBron's been obviously the pinnacle of his career. And ever since then, it hasn't really transformed. His career hasn't really panned out to mirror that with any other superstar. So I think right now it's always been for Kyrie, he's been about him. He does what he feels is best for him. And whatever that is, nobody seems to know. So it seems like he's wishy-washy or you can't count on him. But I think he's been consistent. He just looks out for what he feels is best for him to do. A lot of people don't agree with that. And I think that was create controversy. So we'll see how it pans out in Dallas. More than likely, I think ultimately he probably wants to end up back with LeBron. So I don't see him just signing long-term with Dallas. He's probably going to be a free agent and try to sign with LA.
So homo. Go on. I want to get back to LeBron.
Well, you're going to get canceled.
Better watch it, man. To answer your question, he's a bad teammate. I don't think we're the judge for that. Outside of the whole early days of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, you didn't really hear nothing negative about this guy that's truly negative. All you ever hear about is how he looks out. He's a different kind of guy, man. He's just a different kind of guy. And whether that makes you a good teammate or not is up for the people in the locker room with you, with him. So I'm gonna just have to, say that he's a special talent who's a free thinker who goes against the grain. And whenever you go against the grain, people are uncomfortable. And once people are uncomfortable, they start to label you because it's easy to label, right? Because people just want to have a separation from you. And I think that's what Kyrie has fell victim to. We're typically not used to our athletes having a mind of their own, getting off script outside of the basketball court or the football field. And I think he's one person that lives his life vicariously. And I think because of that, and because he doesn't open up to everybody, he doesn't typically explain himself for his actions or why he feels the way he feels. And we can understand why. Media always spins their words around and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, they don't want to really understand, do they? They want a headline that they can chop up and put into their publications and go about their business. So I'm not here to talk about the man as a teammate, but I think his actions are completely different than superstars that we've seen in the past. And dating back to any argument that we have around sports, I think we all have a baseline in which we operate under. You know what I mean? Like people have their Michael Jordan standards that they put on everybody. If you're not that, you can't be in a certain conversation and such. I think he gets that same treatment. It's like because they're not used to certain athletes speaking on certain topics or addressing certain things that he gets framed negatively because it's hard to understand.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's a little bit of a deeper topic too. So, which is so like a lot of times I was looking at it, I was gonna have a conversation with Javon. It got so touchy, and I'm just like, all right, let me moonwalk out of there. Let me moonwalk out of that conversation right there. But
as a basketball player, though, man,
he's a superstar.
Superstar. I mean, what y'all think about the addition to Dallas? If y'all don't mind me asking really quickly, if we can sneak that in.
Ain't gonna work.
Offensively, I think that he's a better Brunson. So it allows
he's a better Brunson.
Yeah, he's much better.
Absolutely.
So he's obviously gonna relieve pressure off of Luka, allow him to do other things that he was doing in the past, like posting up and all those other types of things. So offensively, I don't see an issue, but defensively, I mean, defense has been a problem with Dallas before he got there. They didn't obviously make that better. Go ahead, Ron. What you got?
I'm picking a fight. You even know when Zach Brunson was there, Dinwiddie and the other dude that was gone was there also.
Yeah.
So you're losing more players, and you're just going to get one back. So it's like, I think that's the thing too when it comes to that superstar success, like a Luka, right? It ain't just like one other person. There's other people on the floor that contribute to your stuff, And
let me get them first, Maul.
You good?
Let me get them first.
So now, granted, is Kyrie going to bring a lot of offense? Absolutely. But now you lost defense. Now who's he guarding?
I mean, Kyrie is okay defense, but he locks in. When he locks in, he's been shown to at least play some solid defense.
The most I've seen him lock on with is the girl on the sideline.
He's done it in the playoffs, man.
Man, go
He
on.
doesn't do it his time.
He's definitely solid in the passing lane, so it's not like he's like a slug on defense.
He's not a turnstile.
You're talking about a diminutive guard. Kyrie stands at 6'2", stretched out. Like, how many guards at 6'2" have you seen that were these defensive juggernauts? It's not too many. They play the lanes. He creates turnovers by getting steals. You know what I mean? He gives. Go ahead. I seen the hand go up. Go ahead.
No. You good? Oh shit.
I mean, like, so in that, like, you're not expecting too much defense from him, right? But with Kyrie coming, it's kind of like the who's the old Phoenix Suns, the Mike D'Antoni school of thought. We're gonna score so much that you're gonna get tired, and we're gonna be a better defensive team because you can't do nothing because you have to check us, right? Like, that's typically what this is. Like, you talk about Spencer Dinwiddie and Jalen Brunson last year. Kyrie's averaging 28 points a game. That's literally the same amount as those two people in one person's body. like, don't forget that. This guy is box office, as Stephen A would say, right? He's box office, is all this kind. Like, Kyrie Irving is fantastic as an offensive juggernaut, right? What I think he brings.
Come on.
Go ahead.
No, go on,
what I think he brings to Dallas, though, is another ball handler that can reprieve Luka, because we know Luka has one of the highest usage rates in the league, right? So somebody that can reprieve Luka, a fresher Luka in the fourth quarter. We see Luka on his hands on his knees every game fourth quarter, right? Because he's literally, I mean, we know Luka plays himself into shape. Luka's never come into a season where he was in prime. Like, if Luka ever had a transformation like D-Wade and LeBron had that third year in the league, like, we'd be watching they'd be calling this boy the Messiah. You get what I'm saying? Like, so when I look at it, Kyrie coming over there, he gets to reprieve Luka a little bit. I've never seen Luka with another superstar, so that'd be interesting to watch. But if they could feed off of each other, because they each have the same skill set. Kyrie's a pure shooter, right? Kyrie's a pure scorer and a pure shooter. So he's very, very efficient. I think Kyrie's close to 50% right now from the field. I think he's like 48, 49. He's shooting like almost 40% from three. He has somebody that can create for him, and he can create by himself. We know nobody can create better than Kyrie outside of the name of Steph Curry. So I think there's some juice that can be squeezed out of the orange here, is all I'm saying. I know there's some questions on defense. Get them rotational guys to play some defense. I'm sorry. You have literally 60 points in two people. You see what I'm saying? You have 60 points in two guys. That's half of the NBA is averaging 121 points per game right now. That's half of that. Everybody else figure it out.
That's true. All right. Enough of that guy. On to this other guy we gotta talk about. Mr. LeBron James. He did it, y'all.
Hold on. Before you even start, put some spec on that. All right. Right now, before I even continue this, put some spec on that name, especially after last night. You can get to the disrespect after you introduce this man properly.
You about to hop off there?
Now let me do it for you. Now we're going to segue to an all-time great, a possible Mount Rushmore candidate if you think there's a question, which I don't. Okay, so we have all-time great. We have a 19-time All-Star we're about to talk about. Oh, I think last night he just stumbled and bumped his head on the all-time scoring champion list. LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron James. Go ahead, Ron. Get that man his due.
Marlon, say something about Red. Hold on. Say something about it.
I can't lead this off. I was going to let the man give him his flowers first. I mean, because I do want to lead out. I love that it's a Black man in Black History Month celebrating and making Black history by being the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. I want to lead off with that.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate what he's brought to the game, and
I'm
love
setting
to
the
see it.
timer. I'm setting
I
the
love-
timer, guys, to see how long it takes before MJ's name is mentioned.
I wasn't
see.
gonna bring up. I don't want to bring up.
You already said.
He brought him up.
You brought him up.
He did it for me. So stop the timer. Stop.
It didn't take long, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
It didn't take long.
It didn't take long. It wasn't even me.
Uh-huh.
He brought the longevity. He's brought the consistency. 27.5 is the career numbers. Is going to be that forever. He's done it since the beginning. He's going to do it to the end. He gets his numbers, and proof is in the pudding. We'll circle back to me. I'm going to let y'all speak on it.
You know what's wild though? When I was thinking about it, I was talking about this earlier with somebody else. For all the other guys that are on that all times list, there's only 2 players, I believe, that I can think off the top of my brain right now. I think there's probably 3. Where we literally got to witness the beginning and the end. You mean like with LeBron, it was start with high school. You feel me? We literally got to watch him in high school
On ESPN.
On ESPN, score his first bucket in a headband, and now make the all-time scoring with a headband. That's nuts. You feel me? And at the same time, I got to give props to this too about LeBron. I've never seen a man so much in shape like LeBron. Makes no sense. The only person I could think of that's at his that looks like he's still in his prime and still dominating is Floyd Mayweather. That's the only other guy I could think of at that age doing the type of things that he's doing on the court and rocking out the way he's rocking out. So he gets
It looked like nobody wanted to be in that picture of him scoring that record-breaking bucket. They kept backing away like it's just gonna be him in that picture.
Yeah, because they're struggling against the goddamn Thunder.
No, I'm saying nobody but LeBron was in that picture of him scoring.
You talking about the Thunder backing up off him?
He had 5 feet of clearance.
Everybody got out the way,
right?
Except for Thomas Bryant posting up position down there trying to get the ball. I don't know what he thought.
He said, "Hey, LeBron,
what David Ruffin say? Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis."
But LeBron is known for making the best basketball move. Is he not?
True.
Is LeBron known for making the best basketball play? The highest IQ basketball play would be to get the big man the ball in the post on the mismatch.
36, when you got 34 points, and you you need 2 more to break an all-time record, the best play is you shooting that ball. Okay, he did exactly what the best play was. Everything that they've chastised him about his whole career, taking a shot when somebody else is open and yada yada. He did it right there. He also did it, if you haven't noticed, he did it with a patented Michael Jordan fadeaway as a big double FU to you two at the same time.
It wasn't a patent.
Mid-range shot.
Hey, listen.
Hold on.
Listen, Marlon. That was a double middle finger salute to Kareem and Mike at the same time. You both.
Kareem was like, he could have done something better than that. Because he tried to do it with a hook shot and it didn't work.
It didn't work on the possession before. He tried to get that baseline. He tried to get the angle. He couldn't figure it out.
It ain't in his bag. It's like, granted, look, to some people, I may be one of them, it felt like watching Emmett pass Barry.
Okay.
I've seen better.
That game. I remember that game.
Yeah. But at the same time, it was like, yeah, you did it. But like, we saw him do it better.
But you know
who did it.
You know
you know why he didn't pass that record. He said, I wanted to still be Peyton record. So I held back. You stayed long enough to get it. That's how I feel, because we grew up watching Jordan.
But
we see LeBron.
Typically when we say you stayed long enough to get it, there's a downfall. The only thing I give LeBron about, like the only reason I don't let people shortchange LeBron on the longevity argument is it doesn't look different. Basketball looks the same as it does when he entered.
Right. Yes. Well,
Emmitt Smith didn't look the same.
He wasn't getting 100 yards no more. That was like 50
No.
on. Let me get these Cardinals yards real quick,
You know what I
and let me
mean?
stop. Let me go back and retire a Cowboy. No, LeBron, granted, he's still putting up his 27.5. So I can respect that.
And very quick year 10, right?
Huh?
Very quick year 10, right? Very quick
yeah.
line. Very quick
I mean, because
line.
you got to think he was
yards
on.
away.
But I think he quit the Lions. And he quit after 10 years. If he quit the Lions year 1, I'm like, come on, bro. You could have tried at least. But he put 10 years. If you take away all his negative yardage, he breaks the record.
No, for sure.
That's the thing. All
Before
his
we log
negative
out,
playoff yardage breaks the record.
Before we log out, E, what you got?
No, I mean it's a great accomplishment. I don't got nothing that's negative to say about LeBron and this, like what Mo was just talking about. There's no drop off in it, so that's why I don't have an issue with him breaking the record. And obviously he's going to well surpass it because he's probably going to play to like 43, 44, or something crazy. Because like you say, he's in tremendous shape. So we've never seen a player like this do it this long at this level. So I give the man his props. It's a different argument if you want to talk about something else, but we ain't getting into all that. But yeah, I mean, he's a beast.
Go ahead, Ron. You got your hand up like it's grade school.
Hey, Ron.
I know, but like, y'all, I want to, you know what? I'm not going
to do it. No, go ahead. What's the question? What's the question, Ron?
No, but y'all keep on saying, oh, he keep on doing at this level when the fucking level's getting easier and easier.
What? So look, all right. I said that earlier in the chat. Thing is, no. I'll say it in public. I don't care. Look, if you're scoring 27 of 120, it's not as impressive to me as scoring 30 to 40 of 90. You have a higher percentage of the team's load and points, and you're doing it with less games and minutes. So it looks more impressive on paper.
Not less games, not less game and not less minutes. It's still 82 games. It's still 12 minutes per quarter.
It was five playoff games in the series until the finals.
No, that changed in like 1997.
Hold on. To be fair, Maul, this is a regular season.
This is a regular season.
It's a regular season.
Don't include the playoffs.
Yes. Okay. In less minutes played, less years played, somebody did more.
Listen, we know that Mike is the Barry to LeBron's Emmett. We got it already.
Okay.
We said, just let's revel in LeBron James for today. We can bring back Mike up tomorrow. Let this black man shine.
I was trying to. I felt like Ron wanted that smoke.
That's why I
felt like he wanted that. I'm trying to celebrate him right now. I want to give him a spot.
I mean, because
I'm not retracting my feelings, but like I said, to see him do it, and he does it in his own way and style. Go ahead.
It's because you said the word level. You feel me? Like I was keep on hearing level this, level that, and I'm like, dude, like
he's still at the professional level. He did not go to the G League.
Yeah,
he's still at the pinnacle of basketball in the world.
You're talking about the game getting easier. Michael Jordan, the game for Michael Jordan eventually got easier, didn't it? Like they were not clobbering him upside the head in 1998 the way they were doing in 1990. Everything happened all the time.
Hold on. Since I got you live, let me get some camera time with Mo. Because you try to avoid me. You know what I mean? Oh, where's the next exit? We get off at the next exit. Fuck that exit. Listen to this. You bring up Jordan and physicality, but at the same time, when we talk about LeBron, he's had plenty of guys that helps him out with his points by standing in the spots where they need to stand at, and he's doing with a lot of ISO ball. So we keep on talking about this level thing, but at the same time, let's look about your teammates play a factor. That's why Emmett's a great example. Emmett had a Hall of Fame line. What was Barry Sanders' line? Not Hall of Fame. So when we talk about LeBron, and everyone refers back to that first Cavs team. We already know that first Cavs team ain't shit, and we ain't gonna really go there and everything. But for the majority of his other career, if you look up his list of teammates, he's had the most All-Stars and the most superstars on his team than any other all-time player on that list. That's just facts.
Okay.
Ron, would you argue that 3 Hall of Famers in an era where the games went up to 85 points was and the best coach of all time is an advantage?
Is it an advantage? I don't know. Is it?
Having had who's LeBron's Phil Jackson?
Oh, don't get me started there.
Mike
'Cause I think he's
Mike
uncoachable.
Woodson?
Don't get me started because I think he's uncoachable.
How
I-
great is Phil Jackson?
I have yet to hear. I have yet to hear
Whoa,
LeBron. give
watch
any
your mouth,
credit.
Ron. Jerry Krause went and got this guy when Doug Collins was Michael Jordan's coach, and Michael Jordan couldn't win a playoff game. Remember those. Don't forget those days, because you know how you Jordan stands like to get. Y'all only remember 1990 to 1998.
I didn't bring up Jordan.
Okay, 84 to 90,
Jordan, no.
Michael Jordan won 3 playoff games.
He also won MVP and DPOI, but
That is very true in 1988. That might be the best season I've ever seen of one individual player ever. I get it. I'm just saying.
regular season. We're talking about regular season.
When you talk about Michael Jordan,
Mhm.
y'all typically bring up that 6 for 6 thing because can't nobody shake it, right?
Well,
That's typically. You know what y'all do? Y'all typically keep that in the chamber because that's the last. That's the last.
That's the goalpost to move. Yes.
Right. That's the thing that y'all drop at the end, like bam. That's the mic drop. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm
I'll
saying is, and Ron, you're wrong. If you count the first 7 years in Cleveland where LeBron didn't have that much help, you got to count the first 2 years in LA with the kids that weren't no
That
good.
are all superstars now.
Who are all superstars? Lonzo Ball is not a superstar. He has generic needs. B.I. had 1 All-Star season. He's a good player. He's a good player. He's like
D'Angelo Russell. He better
very
get him
good
back
player.
again. He needed him back because he developed.
I mean, he need him now.
What's there?
Okay, he needs
Fast.
You know what
I'm just
LeBron
saying,
is?
like,
You know what
Clarkson.
LeBron is now, Ron?
I'm
You know
just
what
saying, it's
LeBron
all
is
these players that were
Le-
not. He couldn't develop them. He needs developed talent to
Yeah,
do
he's
something.
not-
So LeBron was
He needs
supposed
them
to develop.
polished.
He was supposed to develop all these guys in 1 season and before they got him out of there.
He
Not
had
one season.
patience. Where was his patience at?
How can LeBron James have patience when he just moved? Think about this.
Because he needs a curated team.
No, sir. Let me indulge in me real quick. LeBron James took a team with Boobie Gibson and Danielle Marshall to the NBA Finals in year 3, right?
In the East, yeah.
Come, take a ride with me, E. He took
I'm
Danielle
listening. I'm listening.
Don't get on that bus. Don't get on that bus, E. Because he's full of it today. Because you know what kills me? You know what kills me? Every time these people go back to that Cavs team, no one can recall what teams they had to go through in the East. But we always recall about what he had.
Hold on.
I'm about to get to that, Ron. Thank you. You setting me up. I was trying to paint a picture for Marlon. You know, man, he's so, you know what I mean? Like all that. I know you ratchet. I ain't worried about you. All right. So LeBron took Boobie Gibson, Danielle Marshall, and Ilgauskas to the finals.
So Darius Ilgauskas. Then he played an All-Star game?
Later on, not at that point. Later
Okay,
on.
Make sure. I'm just asking.
Later on.
I just want to check.
Later on, not at that point.
Okay, I'm listening.
So, I'm gonna get to that. So he took those guys. He took that group to the finals, right? He got swept by Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Steven Jackson, and Tony Parker. 3 Hall of Famers and the second best coach of all time. Nobody gave him any leniency as the 3rd-year player. Nobody. So to answer your question, LeBron doesn't have time. He has never had time. In LeBron's first playoff year, he went to the finals. Because remember, his first 2 years in the league, he didn't go to the playoffs. The first year he set foot in the playoffs, he went to the finals with that team. And then from then on, he was getting crucified for not beating the beginning of the Spurs, for not beating the middle of the Spurs dynasty. Hold on. To the point which you was talking about LeBron not having any time. So then the internal clock started going off. I need players. Dan Gilbert did not deliver. He brought him an old Antoine Jameson, an old Larry Hughes. Then he brought him Shaq one year. Whatever his nickname was in Cleveland. I know he was the big cactus in Phoenix, right? So then he brought him. No, that doesn't work. Then what happens? There's a team in Boston, up north in Boston. They assemble a big 3 with 3 future Hall of Famers. Paul Pierce, who's already the truth at the point, right? But he wasn't having any success after Antoine Walker left. Ray Allen, who wasn't having any success in Seattle. And so much so that they had to sell the damn team the next year when KD got drafted, and they moved to OKC because they thought Oklahoma City was a better place than Seattle, Washington. That's how bad the franchise was doing. Okay. And they brought the big ticket. We know who big ticket is. Ain't nobody got no, everybody got love for big ticket. We would agree, right? Because big ticket did it by himself for 14 years in Minnesota and he couldn't figure it out. Right?
Later.
Okay.
So what's the point?
So they assemble that three. They assemble that three. That three goes ahead and smacks LeBron up because he's outnumbered. Plus, they have a potential Hall of Famer in 4 with Rajon Rondo. So he's clearly overmatched. That becomes the matchup of the East from 2008 to 2010. LeBron he faces them twice in the playoffs. He could not surpass them. The 1 year that he didn't play them, he played Dwight Howard at the pinnacle of his success with all the shooters around him, Jameer Nelson, JJ Redick, Rashard Lewis, all them guys. And they go to the finals and LeBron decides, you know what? I need to go get help because they're not going to bring help here because nobody wants to come to Cleveland. That's what happened there, right? So LeBron then leaves. He goes to Miami. They lose in Dallas.
Every year?
I have no excuse for Dallas. I have no excuse for Dallas. I cannot speak about why LeBron did not show up against Dallas. I cannot speak on that.
Mo,
He faces.
I hate to cut you off, but you did this to me. You're taking me down a very, 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 very down long road. Remember you said that to me? This is a hell of a road. Like, where are we going?
I painted the picture, but the picture, okay, it's a 20-year road.
It's his career. That was it's a long ass career. We ain't got.
Okay, so he goes to Miami. He goes to Miami. Maul. He goes to Miami. Gets 2 out of 4. He comes back home. He gets 1. He faces still with the Spurs. He was facing 4 All-Stars.
We didn't get off.
Because Kawhi Leonard became the 4th All-Star, right? Kawhi Leonard became the 4th All-Star there. So he faces 4 All-Stars. He loses. He comes back home. He loses to Golden State.
There's a lot of L's.
Yeah. But look at the teams he's losing to. He's losing to dynasties. He's losing
because he was beating a crippled up East. What full health team did he beat going into that first finals?
The Detroit Pistons, they went to 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals. He scored 25 points.
They fell off that year.
Not in 2000.
After that?
Not in 2006, brother.
What they do after that?
Not in Okay. Let me fast forward.
What this got to do with scoring title?
Let me skip everything. All right, let me skip everything. Let me skip everything and let me get to answer your question, right? How is it you guys want to discredit LeBron for going to 8 straight finals because the East was weak, right? Hold on, okay, I'll give you that. Okay, the East was weak, right? How is it that one man left? He went to the West Coast. When he went to the West, the year that he left, an Eastern Conference team won the championship. The next year, he won the championship, and 3 out of the last 4 championships have been East Coast teams except for the Golden State Warriors. Somebody tell me how the East was so weak. As soon as LeBron left, now everybody has a chance to win. Kawhi won 1. Greek Freak has won 1.
Kawhi came from the West, and he faced a wounded Golden State team, yes. And then, of course, Greek Freak came in because everybody built around.
Hold on. Can I say this real quick?
Did LeBron have to face Greek in any playoffs like that?
Yeah, hold on. Greek Freak. Tell me, let's be clear about LeBron and let's close out on this. It's nothing about discrediting him because at the same time, we could do it to Jordan. We could do it to Kobe.
We could do anybody.
We're just simply stating
something. But you don't. That's why it's discrediting. You don't. You don't talk about Jordan. You talk about Jordan scoring 63, but you don't talk about him coming back and scoring 19 in Game 3 and getting swept by the Boston Celtics. You still talk about 63 in the L. You don't talk about Jordan losing to Sidney Moncrief 3-1 in the best of 5 series. You don't talk about it. All you talk about is 6 for 6.
But listen. Here's the thing though. Just to understand the journey of it though, right? Since you sent us a journey. Why are we gonna same time with LeBron and everything? It's very hard to bash your beginning because your beginning you go through tough times. You feel me? So everyone has their bumps in the roads in the beginning and stuff. But once you are established and everything, then now that's a different microscope, right? And through the microscope that I got right now, in the sense of what he's done and everything, He's honestly the best CEO basketball player I've ever seen construct his teams to get to the places that he had to go to. While everybody else that you keep on naming, they were just some home people, some home people, guys.
You know who doesn't? You know who gets no credit? You know who gets no credit in the Michael Jordan conversation? Jerry Krause. You want to know why Jerry Krause gets no credit in the conversation? Because Jerry Krause, the same architect that built it up, is the same architect that's the reason that Jordan didn't go for 8. That's the only reason Jerry Krause gets vilified. Jerry Krause was an A+ GM. Jerry Krause got Michael Jordan everything he needed. Michael Jordan had Horace Grant, Paxson, and them in the first series, the first go round, right? The second go round, Michael Jordan had 3 fellow Hall of Famers that are co-coaches in the Hall of Fame. But nobody talks about that.
Because
Michael Jordan played with 3 Hall of Famers on the last 3-peat, including himself.
Because
his entire career.
With the best coach of all time, Marlon.
But
That's no Hall of Famers.
Hold on. You're naming people whose percentage to the game to their success is very small to the people that LeBron had. The people that LeBron had played a big percentage to ball games. Dwayne Wade.
Pippen's not a top 50 player of all time.
For the Cavs.
Pippen's not a top 50 player of all time.
Horace Grant ain't winning.
Kyrie could have what?
Horace Grant ain't winning no MVP.
Kyrie could have what?
When Kyrie
could have what?
Warriors, he could have validly won that that Finals MVP when they played against the Warriors.
Jesus Christ. Marlon.
Look. Hold on.
Didn't Kyrie used to average 20 before LeBron came? Like 20 wins a season?
He
averaged 20.
Let me bring this back. Let me bring this back to the score.
Thank you, E.
This is about scoring.
About to get my blood boiling again.
This is about scoring. So I think why it's been a debate and been a conversation with LeBron when it comes to the scoring title is simply because I think it's not a debate of whether or not the man can score. The man obviously can score.
Absolutely.
But it's how he scores compared to others we've seen. And even when you look at the numbers, so if you want to talk about Jordan, I think a lot of people look at Jordan as one of the best scorers we've ever seen. And if you want to look at on the film, look, hold on. I'll let you speak. You look at the film, he was one of the most creative scorers we've seen. And when you go to the stats, at the time he played, when he's had those scoring titles, the man was putting up over 2,000 points a game. So even though LeBron was putting up, he never at many times put up 2,000 points every season like this man did.
Right.
So the amount of 30 guys put up is different, which is similar to what you guys were talking about with Barry and Emmett. So I think that's why people had this argument about not considering LeBron a top tier scorer like those guys. But he still is a great scorer. Still a great scorer.
Right, E, but you can't make the 2000s so much more drastic than a bunch of 1800s and 1900s. LeBron's not that far off these 2000 clips that you're talking about.
But that's what like that's the 2,300. Hundreds of points.
That's
like
the
400 points more.
27 points per game and 30 points per game. If you take 27, that's 3 points, right? That's basically essentially 3 points times 82. That's 240 points. That's like, come on.
Right. And then, my point is seeing how much this man scored, the rate that he scored, the way he was able to score. I think that is why people don't talk about that.
I completely get it. I completely get it, E. But I'll ask you this. A 9-foot jump shot and an 18-foot jump shot. How many points do both of them cost?
Oh my God.
2. A fadeaway and a hook shot. How many points do both of them cost?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, so the style behind the scoring does not matter. There's a lot of people that stylistically can make tough shots that do not count, that do not get on this list. Tracy McGrady is one of them, but you have to be at a certain clip, right? You have to be at a certain certain level to even be talked about. There's a lot of guys that stylistically can put the ball in the hole. They cannot do it better than this guy because that's why he's the all-time leading scorer. Like, if the only person I give you that argument with is Michael Jordan and Kobe. Outside of that, I don't want to hear from nobody else.
That's all I'm talking about. That's why I say he's still
is great.
Listen to what I said. I said he's still a great scorer. I'm not one of the people that's saying he's not a great scorer.
But you're saying it as if he's just another great scorer.
There's levels to it.
He got the record. He's got the record, and his points per game average is more than Kobe's, which you would say Kobe's a better scorer than LeBron, right? You would say that.
I would put them close together. The only
You
person
would
I really
say-
have,
you
only
would
person I
take
really
Kobe.
personally, I would take personally is Jordan. That's the only
Okay.
person for me personally.
Okay, that's the only unmentionable.
Yeah.
That's like the
There's no
only
question.
like no without a doubt, without a
Without a
shadow of a
doubt.
doubt, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool,
So,
cool. I have no
what-
beef with you then.
With that
What
too,
I'm saying,
though,
a lot of
the Kobe numbers go down because his first couple seasons he did not play that many minutes, and then
Whose
his did
fault
not
is
finish
that,
seasons
brother?
where he got injured.
whose fault is that? LeBron made sure his body's healthy enough to play, and LeBron made sure he was good enough when he came in the NBA to play.
He sat out enough games when he wasn't feeling right to just make sure. I had to do it. I had to do it one time.
Hey,
I had to do it one time.
All right, fellas.
You
Yeah.
set me up for that.
Yeah, good shit.
Yes, sir.